What's going on, folks, and welcome in to Out of Your Falcon Mind, another draft profile video that we're doing today, that I'm doing today. Mike hit you yesterday with Deontay Banks and Keely Ringo in his own style, which is fantastic. It's a lot shorter than my videos, but man, the entertainment value is top notch. I can't even touch that. That dude is born to do those type of things, and that's why we work well together, because we do different things better than the other person. But anyway. So I'm here today. By the way, if you like the video and you like our channel, please subscribe, hit the like button for us. We much appreciate it. It helps us get out there to more Falcons fans, keep growing the channel. We've got a ton of more subscribers over the last 30 days. I know a lot of it's due to Mike's 10 stages of being a Falcons fan. If you haven't seen that, please go check that out. You will laugh your ass off, I promise you. And it's super correct. Like every stage, I think we've all can relate to it. But anyway, getting into what I'm covering today, I've got Joey Porter Jr. of Penn State, and I've got Eli Ricks of Alabama. So kind of similar guys as far as statue goes. They are both 6'2", 190-ish pounds, bigger guys for corners. They play similarly. There are definitely some reasons why Joey Porter Jr. is rated higher and is probably going to go higher in the draft than Eli will. But of course, we'll just start off with Joey. Okay, so there's Mr. Joey Porter Jr., man. He is a physical specimen for a corner. And so I'm sure most of y'all know, he's son of Joey Porter. And now, if you got to see Joey Porter play like I did for the Steelers and a few other teams, I think with the Cardinals maybe. I mean, the dude was just a monster on the field, just an animal. So his son didn't fall far from the tree. He plays with that same kind of tenacity. I watched both Ohio State games, because when I watch film, I try to watch some highly, whatever the most competitive games are, because I want to see these guys going up against the best competition. I might watch, a lower level game if it's available, just to see if they go out there and dominate like they should. I watched several of Joey's. Like I said, I wanted to watch both Ohio State games these last two seasons. He pretty much shut down Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson and Marvin Harrison Jr. this past season. There was, I think I wrote it down. He just allowed 45 yards on 73 coverage snaps on those two games. It's pretty nuts. When you're talking about those three talents, Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go high as a receiver. We already know what Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson are doing in the NFL. So pretty impressive. Now, kind of like similar to AJ Terrell, they don't really throw it at him all that much, to be honest. When they do, they're not getting a whole lot of success, and he only had one INT because of that, just not getting thrown out so much. He's long as hell. You can look at his arms right there. Okay, he's a long ass corner. Okay, so when he wants to play press, and if you want a guy to play press, this is your guy right here, because he will get his hands on the receiver, jacks up their timing at the line of scrimmage. And it shows in the film for sure. Good support in the run game. He's a good tackler. He has no problem coming up to hit. And again, being a son of Joey Porter, I imagine growing up that was going to be a pretty strong thing that was emphasized in the Joey Porter in the Porter household. He can flip his hips well. The only thing is you can kind of tell in the photo, his hips sit kind of high, right? So when he goes to flip his hips, it's not as quick as some of the other corners from maybe the shorter corners. So he can't flip them as quickly and get vertical. When he does, though, his vertical speed's really good. Plays very football smart. I think that just comes from his family tree there. It's in his blood. Good ball skills at the catch point. Like, he can go up there, bat it down, make the interception if he needs to. Footwork and hands are fantastic. The things that the cons, I guess you could say, like I already mentioned, the transition out of his back pedal, turning his hips a little bit slower. He could get off his blocks, deconstruct those a little bit better, and in the run game, he's definitely, like I said, definitely more for a press. I don't think he utilizes his strengths very much in his zone. Cover three would probably work for him. Not ideal to play, though, really in space or off man. Like, he's really good up on the line of scrimmage. But he honestly, he played off quite a bit in the film I watched as well, and had just as good a success. Like I said, he's very smart. He keeps his eyes on the quarterback. He can read the routes pretty well. And like I said, pretty much shut down his side of the field. So it's pretty impressive. As far as the Falcons go, the two guys I mentioned that I covered a few days ago, Witherspoon and Gonzalez. Those are probably my two favorites, with Porter coming in right behind him. I'm not going to be mad if they draft Porter, if the other two guys are gone, or they just see him as being the better fit. I think he's going to have a really good, have a good successful career in the NFL. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I do think he'll be in the first. It seems to be what it's trending to be, and just depending on what teams view him as a better fit, it sets up to the scouting department, the coaches, and everything to decide how they feel about him. But again, my two top guys, and I could. Like I said on the previous show, you could ask me today. I may say Christian Gonzalez. Tomorrow, I may say Witherspoon. I love different things about those guys, but I think Christian. But I mean, I love the way I'm talking myself into Witherspoon more and more every day. All right, so enough on Joey Porter. Let's get him out of here, and let's bring up Mr. Eli Ricks. All right, so there's Eli Ricks, and that was actually the first game he started this season. He started his first 2 years at LSU. He had a really good freshman year. Actually a banging freshman year. Came out his second season, was a little bit of a letdown in his sophomore season, and then transferred to Alabama, and started opposite of Kool-Aid McKinstry, who also was a very good corner for Alabama. Like Joey, like I said, he's 6'2", 190 pounds. And like I said, he, for whatever reason, did not start until the 8th week against Mississippi State. And while he was in that game, he shut him down. He shut down his side of it. I don't really know why he didn't start till that late, other than maybe just getting acclimated to the defense. Not really sure, but he's a junior, true junior, coming out early, and I like Eli. I'm probably more critical because I'm an Alabama fan, right? So if you guys don't know that, so I'm always more critical of the teams I watch, probably more than I need to be. But good things about Eli, man, is the dude explodes out of his back pedal. I mean, just he's just hit whereas Joey's a little bit slower. That's not his problem at all. Eli can get out of there quickly. The dude gets his head around very good. He's able to, kind of like Joey, he keeps his eye on the quarterback. He can read routes effectively. Does a good job getting his head around most of the time. Few times I watched the LSU game this year. And as the deep ball, he didn't get his head around on quick enough. And that's one thing I hate about corners that drives you nuts when they get pass interference. It's like, just flip your head around, dude. If you flip your head around, 9 times out of 10, that ref will not throw the flag if you're trying to make a play on the ball, because you got just as much right to the ball as the receiver does. So that's a huge thing with corners, man. And it drives me nuts when I see him not do that. And Alabama's defense as a whole had a pretty rough season this year for their standards, for sure. But like I said, he tracks the ball well. He can get a little bit handsy. Shows good instincts, though, when he's in zone. Again, he's got good ball skills when he's thrown at. What's crazy is this last season, I know, like I said, he didn't start till week 8, but he only gave up a passer rating of 41.8 when he was targeted, which is stupid elite, which is, really good. But again, he wasn't thrown at a ton. Didn't have any interceptions. In zone, he really, really sees the field well. From what I can tell, he's able to make quick reactions to what's going on in front of him. Like I said, his ball skills are good. The only problems, and this is where he kind of separates from, or was where Joey separates from him as far as, them being similar. The vertical speed kind of worries me a little bit. He can get burned by the faster receivers. He gave up a lot of big plays. And that's not just at Alabama, also at LSU. He kind of can be too aggressive. Like I said, sometimes he can get, a little bit handsy with the receivers. So that'll have to be calmed down a little bit, which, you can do that with coaching. But this would be a guy that we would take, if we address it early, if we address corner either in free agency, or if we go get one of those top guys early in the first or even second, maybe, and they want to go another corner, this could be somebody down the road. I don't think it's probably the path that they take. But, like I said, I wouldn't hate the pick. Of course, I'd root like hell for him just from, being a Bama guy. But, I don't know that he's the perfect fit for what we do here in Atlanta, especially with, like I said, with every defense in the NFL trying to limit those explosive plays, and that being the one Achilles heel he has is maybe giving up too many of those and taking risk and not really having the speed sometimes to compensate for it. Now, it could make me look completely stupid. He could go to the combine and just burn it up. Who knows? Just from what I've seen, like I said, on film with pads and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm rooting for the dude regardless. Just looking back over my notes, see if I missed anything on him. Like I said, yeah, football smart, good instincts. Kind of already covered that. Yeah, good awareness, breaking on the ball. Yeah, so I mean that's really Eli in a nutshell right there. So, like I said, not my ideal pick for us, but you know, somebody that I think that can be coached up and worked on. The only thing is the speed. You know, you can get a little bit faster probably, but that's not something you can just easily correct or improve, you know, as you get older. So anyway, so let me get out of here. That is my two guys for today, and we will be back live show on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So make sure you guys tune in for that. Mike will have two more guys to cover either tomorrow or Thursday. I can't remember if he was doing them tomorrow or not. We're going to get out of corners and probably transition into linebackers. There's some definitely interesting dudes in this draft that we could improve our linebacking core, which we all know we definitely got to do that. You know, we've got, you know, obviously Troy's there. We don't know if Rashawn's coming back. You know, Michael Walker had a little bit of a down season after the hot start. So yeah, we got some holes there we got to fill. And there's some really intriguing guys all throughout the draft. I mean, early rounds all on into the back end that could be interesting fits for us. And we got plenty of picks. So it'll be, you know, hopefully that's something that we address then. But like I said, join us Wednesday night. It'll be our 90th episode. We have some cool stuff coming up planned for the 100th episode that we'll talk about on Wednesday. And we're probably going to get to that 100th episode next couple of months, probably, because we're going to end up doing more than one show a week as soon as free agency starts and the draft. We just know there's going to be things that pop up that happen, and we're going to have to come in and talk about it. So, but anyway, like I said, Mike will be back, two linebackers probably tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday if we don't want to go double on Wednesday. But our live show, come and get in chat with us, man. Have some fun, talk it up. We'll have different topics to talk about. We'll watch a little bit of XFL this weekend. Going to be talking a little bit about that, some of their rules that they have that maybe could implement it into the NFL. And it's just some other things that we're going to talk about with the Falcons, as always. So come get in the chat with us and have a good time. We always appreciate you guys for coming and hanging out with us. And if you're watching this, like I said, hit the like button for us and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And like I said, go check out that 10 stages. You will not be sad. It's hilarious. Anything Mike puts out is entertaining. Y'all, if y'all watch the show, you know that anything Mike puts out is worth watching. And he puts out the shorter ones. So, you know, it's going to take you, I think the 10 stages is about 7 minutes, and it's worth every damn minute of it. So thank you guys for watching. Much love, and we will catch you Wednesday night. Later.